In this tutorial series, we will learn how to make the zombie survival shooter game inside of Unity. This is the 7th part of the tutorial series in which we will learn how to make the enemy health bar system so that whenever we shoot the enemy, the health bar will be displayed on the top of the enemy and we will be able to see how much health it is remaining and all that. So, in the end of the video, we will be able to make this. So this is what we made in the previous videos in this tutorial series so far. We were able to make the movement system in the first part. We were able to make the vaulting system in the second part. We were able to make the aiming system in the third part. And we were able to make the shooting system. And then also with the animations and the muzzle flash and all that. And then finally we also added these enemies so that when we shoot him on the head, he dies immediately, kind of like this. And then when we hit him on the body, he dies after some time with some damage. So 1 2 3 4 5 and there we go, he dies. So this is what we made in the previous videos, but in this video we will try to add a health bar for the enemy so that we can see how much health it has remaining and all that. So if you have missed any of the previous videos, make sure you see that you can click the card on the top right of the screen right now over here and see the whole playlist. Otherwise you won't be able to understand what is happening. So I'm gonna come over here and delete all the zombies except the one so that we don't have a mess inside of our game. So if I go to the damage FSM that we made in the previous video, by the way, if you don't know what this is, and that it means you haven't seen my any of my tutorial videos on this series, otherwise you should have known what this is. This is Playmaker. If you don't know what Playmaker is, basically it is an asset that helps you make games without writing a single line of code. All of this that you just saw over here is made without writing a single line of code, all with FSM. So if you want to get Playmaker, you can simply go ahead and buy it from Asset Store, or if you don't want to buy it, you can simply go ahead and download it for free. The link will be in the description box below. Anyways, so when we start the game, we set the health value to be 5, and then we come over here and we constantly check whether or not the health is 0. If it is 0, we simply die and we set the animation of death. And then we have a global transition over here, so whenever the player hits the enemy with the laser, the bullet, we come over here, decrease the value of health by -1, and we come over here back again, and we then again compare. If it is 0, we come over here. If the player kills the enemy, if it hits with the enemy on the head, if it is a headshot, we directly come in here and simply kill the enemy. That is what is happening. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and show some health. So how do we do that? Well, basically we are going to select the zombie and we're gonna go ahead and right click, say UI, and an image basically. So I'm gonna select the image just like that, and if I press the F now, you can see basically it is this image that is really big and the player is right over there, really tiny. So basically the image, the canvas and the image are set to screen space overlay. That is not what we want. We want it to set to world space, just like that. And now if I say reset the transform, and if I press F, as you can see the image is over here, and we can see the image in the zombie. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take the canvas and bring it all the way on the top so that we can bring it on the top of the head of the zombie. I'm gonna go ahead and make the image smaller, just like that. All right, and now I'm gonna also set the color of the image to red because health bars are basically red, and we're gonna make it kind of like a bar, just like that. So as you can see, there is a health bar on top of the zombie. There we go. And now we're gonna go ahead and add an empty game object inside of this image, and you have to bring this empty game object right in the corner somewhere over here, just like that. There we go. So then I'm gonna go ahead and drag the empty game object out just like that, and then I'm going to select the image, and yeah, make sure the scale is 1 1 1 for the empty game object. All right, make sure you do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag the image inside of the empty game object. Clear? If I select the empty game object now, as you can see, the pivot of the whole health bar is this pivot, and if I go ahead and make it smaller, make the empty game object smaller, as you can see the health bar is decreasing and increasing from this point. This is basically what we want. All right, so whenever the health decreases, we're gonna scale this down until it's 0. Right, so this is how the health bar will work. So I'm gonna call this one health bar, or I'm gonna say pivot, and this one will be the bar. just to make everything distinct. All right, so with that in place, I'm gonna go to the zombie and I'm gonna go ahead and add another FSM, and this time I'm gonna call this one FSM, this FSM to be the health bar. By the way, if you don't see the FSM, it means you haven't imported Playmaker. Again, if you want to get Playmaker, you can buy it from Asset Store, or if you don't want to buy it, you can simply go ahead and download it for free. The link will be in the description box below. Just simply import it and you will be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and say edit, and this is a brand new FSM that we get over here. Now the first thing that we want to do is we want to get the health variable that we have in the damage FSM. So how do we do that is we say get FSM float, and the game object that has the FSM is the user owner, the zombie. The FSM name is damage, so I'm going to simply copy the name and paste it over here. The variable name is health, and I'm going to store this one into new variable called health underscore, just like that. So that, yeah, all right, and we're going to set this to every frame because we want to get the value of the health every frame, which means every second, because the value will decrease and increase, not increase but decrease. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and say set scale, set scale. There we go. And you want to set the scale of the pivot that we just made. So I'm going to drag and drop the pivot, and let's see, let's select the pivot, and we want to decrease the scale in the, as you can see, the X. So we want to decrease the scale in X, right? So I'm going to come back and set the pivot, and in the X I want to set it equal to the health every frame. Now if I do that, you will see that the health bar will become really big because the scale will become 5. All right, so it is 5, and as you can see, the health bar is really big. However, if I shoot the enemy now, you will see the health bar will decrease until it is 0. There we go, and he dies. All right, so it is basically working. However, the health bar is really big because the size becomes from 1 to 5. That is not what we want. So in order to fix that, we will have to do some simple math, and that will be, I'm gonna say float operation. Float operation. There we go. And I'm gonna drag it in the middle, and I'm gonna say the health value that we just stored over here, the health, and I'm gonna go ahead and divide it by the value of the health. So it will be 5 when the game starts, so I'm gonna divide it by 5. Basically it will become 1, right? And we're gonna store the new value that we just divided by 5 into new variable, and we're gonna say set every frame. So you have to make a new variable, store that in there. All right, so in my case I just stored it into health triple underscore and this is the health double underscore, and this is the health normal. All right, and of course we will have to set it to health triple underscore in here and say every frame, so that it is calculating everything every second. Now if you play the game, basically we will see there will be a health bar for the zombie, and it will stay the same size because we are dividing it by 5, and it basically will become 1. So as you can see, the health, normal health is 5, and we are dividing it by 5, so it becomes 1. Good. Now if I come over here and shoot the zombie, oops, where's my mouse? There we go. Shoot the zombie, as you can see, the health bar decreases, the health bar decreases again, and as you can see, the value of the health bar is decreasing over here, and bam, and then bam, and then last time, bam, he dies. Simple as that. Cool, awesome. Now the next thing that we want to do is, if I maximize this and play the game, just a little small thing that I have to fix is that if I come over here, and as you can see now, it is really difficult for us to see the health bar over there. So it looks really small and all that, but it basically is not small because it's an obstacle illusion and all that, so we don't want that. So how to fix this is, basically we want this health bar to look at the player all the time. Right, so how do we do that is by we go to the canvas, or inside the pivot. No, we can simply go to the canvas and say add component and then FSM in here, and in here we're gonna say smooth look at, and we want to say user owner smooth look at the player. There we go. Speed does not matters, finish tolerance does not matters, and that will do it. So if I play the game right now, you will see the health bar will always be facing the player, and there we go, it's looking at the player. And if I come over here, you can see, there we go, the health bar is full, even though the zombie is not looking at us, but still the it is looking at the spot. But as you can see, when the enemy dies, the health bar is still over there when we kill him by the headshot. So in order to fix that, we are going to quickly come over here, and we're going to go to the zombie, and inside the damage, when we basically die, we die in this state. We're gonna go ahead and say activate the game object. So activate the game object, and the game object will be specify the game object to be the canvas. Drag that in, and we're gonna say deactivate. Simple as that. So whenever he dies, that thing will just disappear. So if I duplicate this guy 2 to 3 times so that we have some zombies to work with, and if I play the game right now, you will see everything should properly work. All the health bars are looking at us. Pretty cool. And when we shoot the zombie, bam, he dies, and the health bar disappears. Bam, he dies, the health bar disappears, and bam, health bar decreases, 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 and finally he dies. There we go. So this is how you make a health bar system inside of Unity. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you don't want to miss any future videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload any tutorial video. With that said, I will see you in my next video. Till then, peace out.